Roads, you've got me looking at some nettles. I was looking at the nettles because I wanted to see if I could see some little caterpillar eggs on there. Yeah, because I've been learning all about caterpillars and butterflies this week. I was. But actually I didn't find any caterpillars on there or any eggs on there. What I did find was some green fly, and I wasn't expecting that. I do love my magnifying glass. It makes everything look so big. Let me just see. Oh! Let me put these nettles aside because I've just seen somebody in there watching the television. I think, am I right in saying that I can see the ward boys in there, and I just want to say thank you to the ward boys because look, they sent me in the quiz that they did last week and pictures of the cua that they drew themselves. So Garmila Mayagat, thank you very, very much. I want to also say thank you, Garmila Mayagat, to everybody out there for sending in the name suggestions for our sunflowers. We had lots of different names. And I hope you don't mind. My Auntie Mary was 90 years old last week. For her birthday, I let her choose the names. So I put all the names into the pot. She didn't actually pull them out. She looked at the names and she chose 2 names that she thought was just perfect for these 2 fellas here, or ladies. So she has decided to name this tall fella here, the green one. Do you see it? Is that the tall one? No. Cloudy. So thanks to, who was it that sent that name in again? Oh, I can't think now. It'll come to me. And then, this one here, she called Sunny. Okay, so let's just go back. Remember last week we were measuring them and we estimated that these sunflowers might grow 3 centimetres, I think we said. We hope they might grow. You're not going to believe it. I've actually measured them already. I'll do it again with you, but I did measure them. Let me find my measuring tools. Here you go. I use this great ruler that I've got here from Donegal County Library. That's got the centimetres all along the top. Oh, you can't see it there. It's got the centimetres all along the top. And then I use just a little paintbrush for measuring. Can you see those sunflowers here? Let me see. So what I'm going to do for this big tall sunflower here, I'm going to hold it at the top. You see the height of it? Can you remember what the green sunflower was last week? Let me have a look. The green sunflower here, it's called Cloudy. And last week it was 8 centimetres tall. Well, this week, I'm going to put my glasses on because I really cannot see. There, I cannot see the numbers. Okay, so this week, it goes as far as this. Sorry, not very good at this, am I? This week it goes as far as there. See? Up to 11 centimetres. So if last week it was... Yeah. Okay. So last week it was 8. And this week it is 11. So 3 centimetres. It did go up 3 centimetres. It's exactly as we had guessed. Okay, so we estimated spot on. So let's see, what about Sunny? Now Sunny was the smaller one. Let's see if I can get this on camera this time. No, Sunny, let's get down to the bottom. And roughly speaking, up to about here now. And on here, when I put the... Can you see that? Can you see where it's got to? I can't really. I have to pull it closer to me. It's 7. It says 7. Okay, that's it. So it says 7. So last week it was 4.5. 4.5. So this week it's at 7. So that's got 3.5 centimetres. So the little one has actually grown more this week. That one's grown 3.5 centimetres taller than last week. So that's pretty good. So one of our sunflowers grew 3 centimetres and the next one grew 3.5. So sunny is now 7 and cloudy is 11 centimetres tall in 4 weeks. So let's put these aside now. It's our sunflowers, because today I've got something really special for you. Today I want, well, you see, yesterday was a rainy Sunday. And I wasn't quite sure what to do, because for the last month or so I've been out to my garden on days, and I've been looking under the nettle beds, and I've been looking at the birds and all sorts of things. Because it was raining, I spent a lot of the day indoors, and I actually wrote a story. I wrote a story about Neantog, the nettle. Okay, so Neantog is the Irish word for nettle, just like cugh was the Irish word for cua, for the cuckoo last week. So over on this board here, I've got a picture showing you some of the new words that we're going to be talking about today in our story. So we've got Neantog, which is the Irish word for nettle. Féileacán, which is the Irish word for butterfly. Bolb, which is the Irish word for caterpillar. And Salia, which is the Irish word for willow tree. Okay, so I'm going to read you the story. This is the first time anybody outside of my family has ever heard this story. So let me start. I'm going to have to read it to you, so I don't know it off by heart. So I'm going to read it and I'll keep looking back, okay? Here goes. Neantog the nettle had always known that his family were very special plants. His family had for generations. Oh, I missed the first page. I did. I wonder where the first page went. Oh, here it is. Let me go back. Should we start again? Neantog the nettle was dancing around with the soft breeze as he sunbathed under Salia, the willow tree. In the spring sunshine, the tiny hairs that covered his leaves were standing to attention, for Neantog was feeling really important this morning. Neantog had always known that his family were pretty special. His family had for generations been providing all the necessary ingredients to make a variety of food and medicine for humans. Children loved learning to make and taste the sweet nettle tea, which could be made from the fresh green leaves in the spring. Children also loved helping their parents chop the vegetables when they made pots of nettle soup for lunch. Yummy. Anyway, today Neantog believed that he had been given an extra special job. You see, Féileacán, the red admiral butterfly, had just arrived in Ireland, and just like cugh last week, had flown the whole way in from Africa. Now imagine a tiny little paperclip weight flying in those strong winds coming in from Africa. Anyway, she was tired now. Because she was coming to the end of her life cycle, she needed a special place to lay her eggs before she died. She needed a place that was safe. Féileacán had been to visit the nettle bed only yesterday, and since Neantog was growing in the middle of the large bed, she felt that he was the very plant to look after her babies. She therefore laid all of her tiny cylinder-shaped pale green eggs on Neantog's upper leaves. And off she went. So only 1 week later, Féileacán's pale green eggs turned dark and began to pop. Pop! Out of each little egg crawled a tiny black larvae, also known as a caterpillar. The caterpillars were happy to be born in Neantog's leaves. Not only was the nettle leaf the only food that the red admiral caterpillars liked to eat, but the leaves were also just the right thickness to pull together and sew up into a tiny tent. I call these tiny tents like hidey huts. Baby caterpillars need these hidey huts to keep themselves safe from the birds, who were now frantically trying to gather as much insects as they could to feed their young. Bolb was the first of the caterpillars that hatched from Féileacán's eggs, and Neantog really took a shine to him. Neantog helped Bolb hold the edges of the leaves together, while Bolb sewed it together with his shiny silk thread. It had made the thread especially for this special job. In the month that followed, Neantog and Bolb became very fond of each other. Neantog would laugh and giggle as Bolb would tickle him. He did this when eating away at the surface of Neantog's leaves. That's something that he did for his breakfast, his dinner, and his tea. Over the course of a month, Bolb and Neantog worked together to keep Bolb safe. With every tent or hidey hut that Bolb ate his way through, he became fatter and bigger. And each time he needed an even bigger hidey hut if he would stay protected and out of view from the many hungry chicks who needed to be fed. Oh, in June, when Bolb could eat no more, he knew that he was now a fully grown caterpillar. So he ate through the last of Neantog's nettle leaf hidey huts and found a new part of the nettle to pupate in. Now you may not know this, but when caterpillars pupate, they do not eat and they do not move. Instead, they spin some silk and they attach themselves to something that they can hang down from, whilst their outer skin goes hard and forms a shell-like chrysalis. Now moth caterpillars do something similar, but their shelter is known as a cocoon. So butterflies have chrysalis and moths have cocoon. There we go. Anyway, Bolb the caterpillar found a lovely spot on Neantog's seed head to hang from, and once detached, he stayed there, resting and dreaming of all sorts, while his body transformed. He liked being in there. He felt safe. And it felt like a cosy sleeping bag. After 12 days, however, he was becoming restless, and he felt the need to stretch. Oh, well, as he tried to stretch, the crystals of old silk and skin around the top of his body began to break open like a shell, and he could feel the heat of the warm spring sunshine on his face once more. Bolb knew it was time to go out into the world, but first he needed to try and wriggle free. Well, Bolb twisted and wiggled and jiggled and squiggled until he was free from the chrysalis. And having been contained in such a small space for around 2 weeks, he went to stretch. Oh, and in doing so, he realised that he had wings. Well, Bolb flapped those wings and flew around the nettle bed as happy as could be. He thanked Neantog for being so kind and went off to feed on some of the buddleia flowers he had spotted on the far side of the garden. Neantog was delighted to see Bolb flying off. Bolb looks so much like his mum Féileacán now. He had used his stinging power, provided by the hairs on his leaf, to stop anyone getting near Féileacán's eggs. And now, Bolb, the new butterfly, could begin the journey back south to Africa to join the rest of his family. So just remember, the next time that you get stung by a stinging nettle, just remember it's only doing its jobs. Okay, it's protecting lots of different insects in there that need to transform. So shall we sing the nettle song? Something you need to remember when you're walking around nettles. Okay, I'm going to pop those words up later on so you can have them at home yourself. So here it goes. 1, 2, 3. If you go walking near some trees, you'd better be mindful of your knees, because you may just run into me. I'll sting like a bee. Just wait and see. Did you enjoy that? Should we do it again? If you go walking near some trees, you'd better be mindful of your knees, because you may just run into me. I'll sting like a bee. Just wait and see. Zip. There you go. That's your story for today. All about Neantog the nettle and Bolb the caterpillar. Okay. So, what have we got? I suppose I better give you some homework, something to do during the week. Not homework, just a bit of fun, okay? You could, I suppose, practice your words. So I could post the story online later on so that you could read it again, or your mum or your dad could read it to you again. And that would help you learn those Irish words, okay? They might stick into your head because they're part of a story, okay? So that's one thing. And maybe I'll put a quiz up, because everything in that story is factual. It's all fact, yeah. It's because I know in some books they say that butterflies go into cocoons, but that's actually not right. They go into chrysalis, while moths go into cocoons, okay? So, of course, if you've got a magnifying glass, and even if you don't have a magnifying glass, go on out and check up the nettles, because this is the time, it's usually around the end of May, that the red admiral starts to come to Ireland and lays their eggs. Let me show you what you should be looking for. I'll show you. So, you know a nettle, but I posted this off for you here. Can you see it? Can you see the hairs on the nettle? They're just tiny little hairs on the nettle, but they're the bits that sting you, so be careful of that. The kind of egg that you're looking for. I went looking for eggs on Saturday, and I actually met Shola and LMA when I was down looking for the eggs, but I couldn't find one. This is what the egg would look like now. It'll be tiny, tiny, tiny little thing. I'll put it up here. But you might just find it if you look closely. But be careful, okay? Next, maybe by the time you'd find it, it will have turned itself. It would have popped, turned into a caterpillar. Now this caterpillar here is dark, but actually red admiral caterpillars can be dark, or they can be light coloured as well. Yeah. Last but not least, well, it's actually not last, but I thought this was really interesting. This was a photograph that I took offline. Can you see? Where's my finger gone? Oh, can you see? Can you read that? That's the man who took the photograph. Isn't it cool? So that's like one of those little tents that it hides itself in. Okay, can you see the silk that's been used to sew it all together? That would be a really good activity, actually. We could get some leaves and actually sew them together. Yeah, that'd be really cool. And just before he turns into a caterpillar, he pupates. Can you see that? So what happens is that his skin, the outer layer of skin, goes hard, and he wriggles out of it, and inside, this is what's inside. Yeah, can you see it hanging on the leaf of the nettle there? There we go. So what maybe I will do later on is actually put some, I don't think you're going to see the red admiral in May, but there are lots of butterflies out there that you will see in May. I know we were looking for, I think it was the Irish Wildlife Trust, we're looking for orange tip butterflies. We're looking for people to record the butterflies. I'll put the link up, okay? And I'll put a picture up of all the different butterflies you can see in Ireland in May, okay? And perhaps when June comes, I'll do that too, okay? So the last thing, let me see if I've got anything that I need. No, I think that's everything now. But if there's anything you want to say, just let me know. Just drop me a line or leave a little note on something. And let me know if you're there. I can see some of you there. I know definitely that the Sweeneys are there. And I know that... Oh, is that a couple of boys? I think that's Ben. Yep, I'm down. It is Ben and his brother. Down in Ennis. I can see you on there as well. Wow. Anyway, let me know who's there. I'm going to meet him by you guys. I'll go slan and ish. I'm going to be back next week with something else. I'm not quite sure what else yet. Let me know what you think we could talk about next week. And I'll see you then. Slan go fall. Slan.